September of 1929, Cleveland, Ohio. The board of one of the main synagogues, Cleveland Jewish Center, decided that the synagogue should stop following the laws of Orthodox Judaism. Many congregants were unhappy with this change, and they ended up in court. The law firm Stanley, Horowitz, and Kiefer, that was representing the synagogue board, found a wonderful way of discrediting the position of the congregants who wanted the synagogue to remain Orthodox. After each one of them would finish speaking, they asked him whether he was following the laws of Orthodox Judaism in his personal life. It turned out that none of them did. Here is an excerpt from the testimony of one of them, Charles Aronson. He is asked, "Do you work on Saturdays?" "Yes." "By looking at you, it is obvious that you shave with a blade, which is prohibited by the Torah." "Right." "You yourself violate the laws. Why would you demand that your synagogue would follow it?" "I don't come to the synagogue often, but when I do, I want everything there to be in accordance with the law. So this is why I wanted to remain Orthodox." "But you are not Orthodox yourself." "If you want, you can call me a non-observant Orthodox." Another protester said, "If I don't follow the laws, at least I want to know that they exist and that someone is following them." Can you live with the thought that there are laws that you are not following for whatever reason it is, but really you should? Sometimes I hear people say, "I'm a moral person and I never violated my moral principles." In response, I think your moral principles have to be pretty low if you have never violated them. Could you live with the thought that you are not perfect? Can you recognize that you as a person have a room to grow? In the modern Western society, there is a tendency to lower requirements and laws to fit people. Instead of having people striving to reach up to certain standards, we lower the standards to their level. In order for the children to have better marks, we'll lower school requirements, etc. This obviously allows us to feel better about ourselves, but this takes away our incentive for growth, or at least a theoretical understanding that we have a room to move up. According to Judaism, every person must constantly grow. Your bar should always be higher than you. People sometimes think that those who are considered completely Orthodox, whatever that means, do not have any room for growth in their observance. This is not true. Every Orthodox Jew can and should always grow, including myself. Every single Orthodox Jew sees where he can observe laws better. And even if he's not doing it now, at least he recognizes that it exists. Every one of us Orthodox Jews comes to synagogues that has standards that are higher than what we are following right now. And this is not only about Orthodox Jews. Look at Lubavitch synagogues all over the world. They are considered Orthodox. But if you look at who comes there, most of the people who come there are either not completely observant or completely not observant. On holidays, Chabad centers all over the world are packed with people who put on a kippah right before they enter the doors. It seems like the concept of an unobservant Orthodox Jew was invented in Cleveland almost 100 years ago. But really, this is how Jews were throughout our history. Even the Jews who were not following the laws, at least were recognizing that they exist, and were thinking that maybe they should try to follow them a little more. I think that this concept of a non-observant Orthodox Jew is describing so many of today's Jews, and maybe even you.